recommendations here. We've got a two-door Bronco here. I think they're badass. I think they hit the nail on the head with the styling. Engine-wise, EcoBoost stuff is awesome. Yeah, I haven't drove it or done anything in it, but I mean, from the looks of it, it looks like a really capable rig. Jeep better watch out. What's the name of this one?
So that's going to go into start as a live episode.
Yeah.
But this one's called Possibly Impossible. For a good reason.
Yeah.
Personally, as far as the new Bronco, I think it's cool. We like the two-door one that we have here. I drove for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We just had to. I had to drive it to a parking lot to take pictures of it. I like it. I'll be honest. Like, you sit in it and you feel like you could do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's got that kind of like feel in the cockpit. Like I could do whatever I need to do right now. I need to get my headphones on.
Oh, he's doing that little clappy. We have a clappy board.
All right. Are we recording?
Okay. All right. Well, if you're watching this on Instagram Live right now, this is actually the start of a new episode. This is episode, what's the serial number? ADP 22009. That's right. All of our episodes get serial numbers so we can keep track of them. This is the actual intro. Today is Wednesday, February 23rd. Cheers to everybody live right now watching this. But thank you for tuning in. This is America's Diesel Podcast brought to you by Diesel.
You already screwed it up.
I already screwed it up. Thank you for tuning in to America's Diesel Podcast. We forgot to turn the lights on. See, we are easily distracted. We don't know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing.
But we do. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
now
God.
let's just start.
Shit is bright. Okay, let's do the real intro.
Okay. The lips, the tongue, the teeth.
Yeah. Rhubarb, watermelon.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
Yeah. Sally sold seashells by the seashore.
Brown owl, brown cow.
Sally seems a little,
Dude, you're glowing right now.
I am because I am that white. Thank you for tuning in. This is Ben and Todd from America's Diesel Podcast coming at you from Spokane, Washington, where it's currently second winter. It's cold as shit. Again, thank you for tuning in. Make sure and check us out on Google Play, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere that you do podcasts. You can find us on there by searching America's Diesel Podcast. You can also find us on the social medias like Instagram, where we're
Instagram
live
right
now. Or the TikTok, which is communist. I have an account. Don't check it. If you're on there and you follow us, more power to you. But honestly, Instagram. Or on Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube, all by searching America's Diesel Podcast. If you have questions or comments, YouTube is a great place to leave them. Tyler, reviews.
Oh, reviews. Let's keep those reviews coming in. See, now I'm screwing up. See? All right, let's keep those reviews coming in. You leave a review on any of the platforms that Ben mentioned earlier. Screenshot that and send it to podcast@dieselpowerproducts.com. Make sure to include a picture of your truck or the truck that you do want and an address so we can send a sticker to it. It looks just like our logo. Back of there. Over more. There you go. Just like that. All right.
And if you have sent emails for stickers, we just got a new batch in. I'll be getting those caught up today. We're going to get started in this episode. Thank you for tuning in on all of the lives. Again, we're going to go live every time we're in between episodes on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays around 5 o'clock, you can almost guarantee us going live, and we're about half our barley juice deep. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
we'll see you next time.
Enjoy.
How do I make it go off? End. Wow, that was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't
Yeah.
bad. I got to share this real quick.
Oh, God.
Tyler, tell them about ordering from Diesel Power Products.
Well, okay, if you are going to place an order or if you've already placed an order, make sure that in the comments section of your order, when you're placing that order, put podcast. Or if you've already placed an order with us and didn't do that, what are we doing? What are we shooting? Who do we send that to? Send that to Ben at dieselpowerproducts.com, and he'll get your order marked. It's what do you might ask yourself, what do I get? Well, you get a thumbs up from me and maybe a hug or a kiss from Ben. I don't know. You'll have to come here to get it.
I'll give you a hug and a kiss.
but basically
Challenge.
basically what that does is it shows the people that pay us that we are doing something to make them more money, essentially. So that you're listening to the podcast and you're buying parts. Yeah, basically that. You can tell I do this part of the intro all the time. I have one part that I just nail, and when we're not on an Instagram Live, it goes very, very swimmingly. But
I'm almost done. I'm just tagging
my God,
everybody in here.
you social media weirdos.
I know. I'm tagging you in here too, man.
Oh,
Tyler.
huh?
Yeah.
Never have I ever done a full intro.
And Zachary McFarland, I'm tagging you in there as well, just so people can
Oh,
try
yeah,
and find
fantastic.
you in there.
So I can just clear that when that comes up. Anyways, I don't even know what we're talking about today. If you guys are listening, we're just gonna listen to the sweet sound of my voice. Might sing you a song.
Okay,
No.
no, I'm ready. I'm ready now, all right?
No.
Jeez. Yeah, so I don't know how well Tyler did that whole podcast thing, but we do try and track our orders. So if you have placed orders in the past and you did not tell us that you're a podcast listener, make sure and shoot me a DM or an email. Let me know, and I can
Slide
get
in
you.
his DMs.
Slide in all nice and slidey like, and I'll get you in there. If you're placing orders over the phone with one of our knowledgeable sales techs, make sure and let them know that you're a podcast listener. Receive absolutely nothing except high fives, hugs, and kisses. And you help us make sure that we can show the big guys upstairs that not like the big guy, but like we have two physically large guys upstairs.
Yeah, actually they are. Yeah.
They're fairly large. They're not chunky, I'll tell you that. But we make sure that they know that we're not just down here farting around, that for some reason people like us and are
Even
willing
though
to
it seems like we're just farting around.
right, that Instagram Live would probably tell you otherwise, but
Yeah.
that people are actually spending their hard-earned American dollars with us here and trust us with their parts for their truck,
Yeah.
which, not to get sappy, I greatly appreciate.
Absolutely. We are America's Diesel Podcast, and we're America's Diesel Superstore. What more could you want?
For a reason.
Seriously.
Hell yeah. So now that we just talked about how much we love our customers and whatnot, this episode's called Possibly Impossible, which basically is bashing on issues we've ran into with customers. Sort of, but not really, but same, but not.
Yeah.
So, what we mean by this episode of Possibly Impossible. Sometimes you're working on your truck, and you know that something fits. You know it's supposed to fit, but you're looking at that and you're working, and you're like, there's no way it's going to fit.
Yeah.
There's no way I can fit these one-piece up pipes on my OBS.
Yeah.
There's no way it's going to work.
There's no way.
There's no way. Not even a little bit.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. And you may be thinking to yourself, this one's wrong. This one, it's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah,
But
there's
then
something different with my truck.
yeah. I have the one truck built on a Tuesday by Larry
Yeah.
after lunch. It's
Yeah.
different. It's different.
Yeah. It's different.
I'm here to tell you folks, as someone from this side of the counter, and also someone who works on my own stuff,
Yep.
and I buy stuff from people that obviously we don't manufacture any parts. I'm buying parts that other people make, and I also buy parts from manufacturers that we don't even sell.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us,
Mm-hmm.
but here's the thing: if you're getting advice about it, listen to it, and put your pride in your back pocket, and just try and go forward with it. And some of these are the stories
Yeah.
of people who could not put their pride in the back pocket and
Yeah.
proceed to cuss people out
Yeah.
and or leave bad reviews.
Yeah.
So, let's get into it.
Okay, so you did mention something that I kind of want to bring up. I know I personally have ran into this. I'm sure everybody has at this point. There are diesel engines, okay, that are used in pickup trucks that are also used in other things, okay?
Mhm.
5.9 Cummins or whatever it may be, 7.3, okay? So when a customer calls us and they tell us they have a 2005 5.9 Cummins or whatever it may be, and then they buy a part, and then said part does not fit. Most of what happens a lot is that we find out through questioning
Mhm.
that it is not in a pickup truck platform. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I've had guys call for Cummins on generators, 7.3s in medium duty trucks.
Mhm.
6.7s in medium duty trucks, all sorts of different things. That's very, very important pieces of information.
Yes. it wasn't until I was a very seasoned sales tech where you start picking up that vibe early in the conversation.
Yeah.
You start knowing when to ask those questions. If you're not seasoned or it hasn't bit you in the rear already, it's easy to fall in there.
Yeah.
And the vibe I want to put out there is, and I do take it with a grain of salt, you may not know that you have something weird. Okay, I get that. But if you have a 5.9 and a medium duty truck and you're calling a company like Diesel Power Products and all you see on the website is pickup trucks.
Yeah.
But you have like a medium duty dump truck
Yeah.
or like a slide back
Or a lot,
something
they
like
put, 5.9 comes in a lot of Ford chassis
that. Exactly.
in the medium
It
duty.
would behoove you to mention that.
It
Okay.
would.
Or just kind of like, and I've been that guy too, asking, and I'll call into a place and be like, hey man, I've got like a kind of a dumb question, but I just want to make sure because, I could be completely off base here.
Yeah.
And it could be as simple as, hey, I've got this rollback truck that's got a 5.9 and a Ford, and I see you guys sell a bunch of Ford parts, a bunch of 5.9 parts. Like, which section do I look under? Like, oh, whoa, that's totally different.
Yeah.
We sell pickup truck parts for the most part. I might be able to help you with something, but that alleviates that in the beginning.
There are things that cross over, but there's also a lot of things that don't.
Yes. That being said, I'm going to bust right into
Go for
one
it.
of my favorite ones because this even though I'm not on the phones on the regular, I do hop in. Me and Todd both hop in to help out and stuff
Yeah.
like that when it gets stacked. But this particular one gets passed to me because I have installed it, and also I'm a 7.3 guy.
Yeah.
Corey is quickly learning the ways of the 7.3 owner,
And he likes it.
and he likes it because he's my man.
Can I ask you a question?
What's wrong with you?
Why? That's it?
Nostalgia.
That's it.
His answer was, it's the first diesel I've ever owned.
My boy Corey.
Yeah.
All right. Oh God.
But it was Southern California, so it's okay. Yeah, all right. So this one is
Truck
the
is like dragging a anchor behind it.
yeah. I'm actually in the middle of writing a lengthy blog post for this as well. But
See if you can beat my blog post. I wrote one blog post and it's like the most. I get so many. We should probably revisit that
We should.
again because I get so many freaking people asking
Still do,
questions.
but this is regarding the CNC fabrication high pressure oil pump lines on the OBS and Super Duty body style pickup.
I think I've even ran into this before.
Yes. And having installed them myself, even me knowing that they fit, that there are different size fittings from the pump to the head, that the routing is not the same as the stock lines, I still found myself puzzled while installing them.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, you're not far out of bounds, but here's the thing. When you have something like that and you call in and the answer is right in front of you, but you're unwilling to see it, that's where we run into issues. This is where the possibly impossible comes in. So usually the callback that we get with these type of lines is, you guys sent me the wrong 90-degree fitting, or I'm missing a 90-degree fitting, or that these lines don't fit, or something like that. And I have a piece of text and a picture that I will usually send, and it's basically a picture of like a stripped down valley of a 7.3 with the lines and how they are routed, and I number each junction, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I send a legend or a key stating which fitting goes where. And you have to not only look at the picture, but also look at the words,
Yeah.
and then you can make it work. But a lot of the times, because it is so simple, by the time these guys call in, they're so pissed off that if it's a simple answer, they're almost even more pissed off and they're not willing to look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like, I have personally been like on the phone cussed out, and I fully am aware that like this phone is like on speakerphone on the cowl of the hood where the windshield wipers are, and he's in there fiddling with the line. So, it's not gonna fit, not gonna fit. See, this goes here and this goes there. And I'll, hey, you've got 2 90-degree fittings. One's big, one's small. They're very close. Where's the big one? Okay, that goes in the pump. Okay, where's the small one? That goes to the head. Yeah. Okay, flip the line around. Yeah. Well, I'll be damned. It fit, man. Thanks for the help. Keep in mind, that was after like 30 minutes of being cussed out, 7 emails, and all of those emails contained, I need you to look at the picture, look at the numbers, read which one goes where. I know they are very close. Just trust me on this one.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes you wish you could skip to that. Oh, I got it, man. Thanks. Sorry about that. Click.
Right.
Because, granted, we're here to help, but
Yes.
getting cussed at and yelled at and told you're
It's not
fucking-
fun.
It's not fun.
No.
Okay, and I'm here to help. And it's one of those things where, like, by the time we get to that point, it's like, sir, have you installed these before? No. Okay, I have. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I am a diesel tech,
Yeah.
on the phones. I also get my hands dirty almost every weekend on this stuff. I'm a 7.3 guy. I've installed these on the exact truck you're working on right now, and I know that people have issues installing them because I run into them myself. I was even second guessing myself.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself of the information I'm giving you now.
Right.
So take the information, take my knowledge, and move forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just won't do it.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's probably one of my favorite possibly impossibles.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Tyler, what do you got?
Well, I think one on this list. Everything else is yours, but I'm sure I've ran into most of these. But so, certain manufacturers have a when you're replacing a turbo on, let's say, a 5th gen Ram. Okay, you buy like let's just say a Fleece Cheetah as an example.
For example.
They ask for the turbo serial number, which this is one thing that I'm a little confused with. I don't know if Fleece is listening, but they should, me personally, I think they should already note the serial number on this form that they put in. Anyways, for the core return, you got to put the new turbo serial number on there, right? They put it on a kind of obvious spot. I mean, it's you could get to it, but you got to kind of,
It's not.
use your extremities.
It's not
Okay.
a random spot.
It's not a random spot.
Yeah.
So, we had a certain individual that returned his core that didn't have the new turbo serial number on the paperwork when he returned his core, and Fleece needs that. And I go to inform him like, hey, the turbo serial number is on the turbo. It's on the exhaust housing clamp.
Yeah.
I can't get it. I can't get to it. Not kidding. A week prior, Josh, our catalog manager, asked me to get my turbo serial number, which I think is maybe in a more difficult spot to get to, off of my truck, my 21, because they were doing something with parts, whatever. So I went out to my truck, popped the hood, saw the turbo, saw the tag, reached my hand down there with the phone, and I took a picture. Okay. I'm not phone savvy, as everybody knows. Okay. But I know that I could put this camera right here down in places that I can't see.
Heyo.
It's amazing. It's like magic. Anyways, I just put it down there, took a picture, got it. So this guy proceeded to tell me that it's impossible to get the turbo serial number. And I'm like, well, did you try to get it from below, because you could reach up there? I'm like, take a pic. No, it's impossible. I've got to lift on this truck. It's not going to happen. Okay. Sounds good. Just thinking to myself, like, guy, you haven't even tried.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't even tried. Like, just spend 2 minutes and try. I bet you reach down there, pop a picture, there it is. And now you've just saved everybody more time. Because the whole thing about that there's a sheet of paper on top of that box that says, write that serial number down. It's even on the outside of the box.
Mhm.
But if you throw the box away, you got to get it off the tag. So, again, impossible. It's possible.
Yeah. What else we got on here? Oh, this is actually a good piece of information.
Yeah.
So, FASS fuel pumps. Shout
Mhm.
out FASS Fuel Systems. If you didn't know, that acronym stands for Fuel Air Separation Systems. One of our favorite lift pumps here. We keep them in stock. But one of the common calls we get about is, man, I just bought this FASS pump. It's missing all kinds of parts. I'll tell you this right now, guys. In my entire time working here, I have never had a FASS kit missing parts.
Yeah.
There are, I'd say, probably 8 to 10 companies out there that are so meticulous with
Yeah.
the way they package and the detail and the level they go to that if someone claims they're missing a part, I'm not saying that I automatically call bullshit, but the likelihood that a part is actually missing is so low it's virtually zero.
Yeah, and this goes also back to when you get a part for your truck. Okay, most manufacturers will include in the instructions a breakdown of all the parts that are included in that kit. So before you start installing anything, what you should always do with anything you buy, I don't care if it's truck parts or washer machine parts or whatever, check the part sheet, check what you have. Okay. Check them. Okay. Because if you call us and you say, hey, I checked my parts list, I checked what's in the box, I went through all the parts, I am missing one of these fittings. Like it says 3, I have 2. Like I checked everything. Haven't even opened the packaging of the parts bags. It's not in here. Okay, that's an easy one. Like, yeah, okay, they screwed up. We'll get you that part ASAP. But if you haven't done any of that stuff and you took the instructions and flew them off to the back because you think you know what you're doing, and you go to install it, and you go to install it the way that you think it should be installed, you might sit there and think, oh, I'm missing parts because it's not installing the way that I think it should be installed. Well, your thinking of how it should be installed is not the way it's supposed to be installed.
Right.
So,
I've been doubled down on that. You may have installed this in the past,
but something could have changed.
and they may have updated something, which is exactly the case with FAS.
Yeah.
So FAS releases instructions almost twice a year because they're always updating and always
They're trying to make things
kits.
easier, trying to make things better.
Exactly. And one of the things they do, which some people find irritating, I understand why they did it. I see both sides. I see why they're irritated because you would want to get the instructions in the box. But I also see FAS's side where it's like they're always updating. So the best way to update is to have them digital.
Well, we're trying to save the environment.
Save some paper, man.
Yeah.
This shit costs money. Like, people think you can't afford to put a piece of paper in there. Like, well, when you update your instructions twice a year, but you print them out by the thousands,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you've got 17 boxes of instructions that are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the most updated kit and instructions or an old piece of paper?
Yeah. Up to you.
Take the kit or take the new instructions, take digital ones. But 99% of the time when someone calls in and said they have a wrong FAS part or they're visiting parts out of their FAS, it's mostly because they are looking at the wrong instructions because they will go by serial number or manufacturer date on there.
Yeah.
And it's always a good time when that happens because, again, that's another one of those like seasoned tech things. Like when someone calls in and says, I'm like, you're not, I mean, you can't say this, but like, you're not missing anything, man. You're just looking at the wrong instructions. You have to lead them to the water. Like, hey, man, what instructions are you looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's got that red bulkhead fitting. They don't use that anymore. They actually use these fittings. Oh, I've installed 14 of these. I know you have, but they've changed their kit. I'll tell you what. I got your order pulled up here. I'll email you the new link to the instructions. And they get it and they pull it up. Little son of a bitch. I got everything. Thanks, man.
Yeah. I've even had guys like when FAS switched to that where they've downloaded the wrong instructions.
Exactly.
And that's what it mainly comes down to. Like,
Yeah.
What else we got?
Oh,
this one. Okay. We are here Monday through Friday. Okay.
it's been that way for
banker's hours.
a
Okay.
very long time.
Okay. Very, very long time. So, if we get a call from someone that says that they spoke to someone on Saturday.
and it's almost always the same situation. Like, I called and talked to someone there, and they said they were going to next day error me a transmission.
Yeah. Well, here's one thing that I want to put out there. This is what happens all the time, and I don't blame people because we sell a lot of parts. And we don't have the time to explain the internet to people. Okay.
Although we have had to.
We have had to. We've had to. But if you go on Google and you search a manufacturer, okay, that you're trying to get a hold of, we very well might pull up ahead of the manufacturer. Okay.
Yeah.
We spend money on ads. We do we try to do a better job as far as with our verbiage of what goes into the listing. So we do pull up higher on that Google ranking. So you do click on us and buy from us. Okay. We're not trying to like pull one over on anybody. It's just how the internet works. Okay?
Exactly. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, go on YouTube and start learning how Google AdWords works.
Yeah.
It'll either make you excited and maybe you find a new career, or it'll make you sick to your stomach.
Yeah.
it makes me sick to my stomach, but it's part of business.
We get a ton of calls of people trying to reach a certain manufacturer or something, and they end up calling us,
Mhm.
which that's what I like about like our sales techs and how everybody was trained and that sort of thing. Like even if you were trying to reach out to a manufacturer, but you have a question that we can answer, like we'll answer the question for you. Like we'll help you out. But just remember us next time when you need parts for your truck. I mean, it's just kind of one of the things that we do that we're not going to be like, oh, unless it's like someone who placed an order with someone else and has an issue with their order, we're going to direct you to where you ordered it from, because we're not going to sit here and listen to you, be pissed off at
Like-
us for something we never even were in.
We'll
on.
give you their phone number.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the times when I have that type of issue and someone calls and I ordered parts and I've looked up every single type of information I can to try and pull you up, and there's nothing. And it's like, where did you order from? Okay, I'm not asking this because I'm trying to like implicate anything here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to guide you in the right direction. Do you remember maybe what state you ordered from, did you order this from Diesel Power Products in Spokane, Washington? Yeah, the guy's in New Jersey. No, okay, that's XDP. Nothing against XDP. In fact, I like XDP. They're pretty cool.
We work really closely with
They have a
XDP,
monster
actually.
truck that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's like, okay, so it sounds like you ordered from XDP. Yeah, you guys. No, we're not. This is Diesel Power Products. Here's XDP's. I Googled XDP and your number came up. No.
It's because we sell some of their parts.
Yes,
XDP
what you
brands
did
their
is
own parts.
You Googled extreme diesel something and may have misspelled it, and our Google ranking in your area happened to populate before XDP's did, and you clicked on the number, and now you called us. It's the internet, whatever. Okay, but here is XDP's number. Shoot them a call. They'll be able to get you handled.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay.
It's a-
It's like, I'm trying to help you here. What else we got here? Oh, God. I'm going to take this one.
Go for it, you 7-3 weirdos.
7.3 people. So much misinformation out there. So there's a common leak point in 7.3s. It's the dipstick tube adapter. Or
Which,
dipstick
by the
tube.
way, that is like the worst dipstick design ever.
It is.
It's terrible.
Mhm.
Like, what? It's almost like it was an afterthought.
Probably was.
Seriously, like, I mean, because like at
Well, I mean,
Cummins,
it's
they
a-
have it through the block. Like, you
Yeah.
can't, like, it's a push-in, double O-ring, done.
Mm-hmm.
This, however, it's like the most
The side
freaking stupid,
of
like,
the dang oil pan with a
dude,
hot metal. tin.
I know I'm like kind of taking your thunder here from
Oh,
you,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I remember when I was younger, this was before I was even working for Diesel Power Products, I'm pretty sure. I was like, so some good friends of mine, some good friends of
Get
mine.
that English out, Tyler.
Golly. He would do a lot of side jobs. He would do a lot of work on diesel trucks in his shop. And this was before I think even that part was maybe even released. Trying to replace the dipstick housing, whatever you want to call that thing.
Mhm.
You're gonna mention the thing falls in the pan, right?
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to replace like the O-ring steel or whatever on it, and it like they had a way to, I think it was like with a coat hanger or something to
Mhm,
hold the
mhm,
back
mhm.
end of it, right? Well, it fell in the pan.
It
So
really
we're
freaks
in there
out.
with a bore scope, and they're with some grabbers trying to get this piece out, dude. Like it
And
was like
slides
me.
under the windage
It
tray.
just there's
Yeah.
no way. There's just no way to get it out. But I spent like probably a good 45 minutes trying to fish one of those out. It is literally the hardest thing to do. I think it might be. I don't know if anybody who's actually got one back up to like. I really don't. I mean that's got to be.
I'm
close to
sure
impossible.
someone's got stories of.
I think
one
you got
time-
better odds of winning the lottery than getting that part back up to reuse.
So to fill you in here, so where the dipstick goes in the oil pan in a 7.3, they basically have on the inside they basically put this on, and then put the engine on top of the oil pan. It seems like.
Yeah.
So there's basically, think of like a flanged adapter on the inside of the oil pan with a giant nut on the outside, and as time goes on, that jostles around and wears loose, and you start leaking. It usually starts as a very slow seeping leak, and then one day it just starts puking.
Yeah.
And it happened to me personally. I had like a drop every now and then all of a sudden I lost a gallon of oil on like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a matter of if, but when. I would recommend you keep one on you if you don't have one. Like I have two 7.3s. Neither of them are leaking right now. I have a dipstick adapter on call.
Yeah.
Sitting there. Like I may end. I'm probably gonna do it in the excursion this summer sometime because it's sweating. It's not definitely not even near a drip. But I'm just gonna
get
get
it
ahead.
done before you're dealing with an oily mess.
But what? I always get that. Driven diesel.
Yeah.
Driven diesel Dixie tube adapter. Yeah. What they do is as you take that nut off, you just let that inside piece fall into the oil pan.
Yeah.
And it freaks people out because the adapter they have it's kind of fish plates in and swings behind it. And then you put the Allen bolt in and it sandwiches it with a double O-ring seal on the inside and the outside. So it's as long as the surfaces are clean, the likelihood of this leaking again is virtually zero.
Yeah.
But everybody freaks out because the adapter falls into the oil pan. It's gonna come up and hit my lower. It's gonna come
My crank.
my crank and everything.
It's gonna break my crank. It's gonna get lodged.
And I have a picture that I have saved on my desktop of what the inside of a 7.3 oil pan looks like.
Yeah.
And the best way I can put it is the only time that is ever going to come in contact is a very special situation, but mainly it involves the truck being upside down.
Yeah, that's why I you might have heard that from me when I talked to people. It was like, listen, the only time that's going to become an issue is if the truck is running upside down, which you've got more problems than the dipstick adapter touching anything.
Yeah.
At that point.
And to double down on that, there is a windage tray inside that oil pan,
it's impossible.
which has a hole, I'd say about 4 or 5 inch diameter, over the drain plug.
Yeah.
So, and I believe that's no, the drain plug would be the lowest. So for that adapter to come up in contact, not only would it have to be upside down, is it the lowest place? Because you can still drain the oil and it doesn't block the oil.
Well, yeah, because it's just like a ring, basically.
No, it's more than a ring. It's the actual.
I mean, but there's
I mean,
a hole
it
in the
can
middle
flow
of
through
it.
Yes, yeah, I can.
So I mean, it's
But
it's impossible.
It's-
Okay,
yes,
it's
the-
just not going to happen. Okay, there's no possibility of it happening.
here's a test for you. Go get yourself a 5-gallon bucket. Fill it with 3 gallons of oil. Fuck it. Fill it with 3 gallons of water.
Yeah.
Okay. Oil is more viscous, so water is gonna prove this anyways. Fill it with 3 gallons of water. Find a I don't know, like those bottle openers that go on a keychain that are round.
Mm-hmm.
You know that a lot of times people brand them.
Yeah.
Find one of those. Put it at the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah.
Okay. Drop it in there. See if you can get to come to the top just by shaking the bucket.
Yeah,
And circling
even
and,
doing this, up and down.
and gyrating, right? See if you can get that to come to the top. And if you can,
Last time I checked, metal doesn't float.
doesn't want to, okay? And if for some reason you can even get it off the bottom of the bucket, if you can get it off, just remember that oil is thicker than water,
Yeah.
okay? So once again,
Good luck.
never going to be an issue.
Yeah.
I've had to go to bat. Never going to be an issue. Okay. Last one. That's a funny one.
Yeah,
That's
we're
a
gonna
common
get
thing.
kicked
I know.
out of here in a second. And I gotta pee like a
Oh,
mother
well, then
trucker.
finish this last one
Okay,
and get us going.
clocking a turbo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the only time I've really ran into this has been when guys are using a second-gen turbo in a first-gen. Okay, so where they actually have a discrepancy on where especially if it's an intercooled first-gen,
Mhm.
where that is leading out. But most of well, I don't know where you're going with this, but most of the time turbos are clocked how there should be when you get them.
Mhm.
Like there's very few times that you actually have to move them. But if you do, it's relatively simple. I don't know where you're going with this, but
No, mine, it usually happens on the second gen trucks, the
Yeah.
VP44 trucks and the
Yeah.
12 valve trucks. But it's not so much on the first gen undercooled ones, but they get them and they're put them in. They're like, dude, my charge piping is not lining up. Like
Yeah.
none of this is lining up. I was like, oh, I just got to reclock the turbo. Well, I got to send it back. Like, no, it's 2 V-band clamps. It's really easy.
yeah. Or if it's like an SXE, it's bolts.
Yeah. It's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, you see the center section? Yeah. You see there's a big V-band clamp on the exhaust side? Yeah. You see the big V-band clamp on the compressor side? Yeah.
Loosen up.
Okay. Well, what side's not adding up? Well, they both aren't. Okay. Well, is the turbo mounted on the exhaust manifold? Yeah. Okay. Well, loosen the V-band clamps and rotate how it needs to be. Well, do I have to take apart the compressor? No, you don't.
No.
Just slide them. That's it. That's why they're V-banded.
Yeah.
That's why. Because honestly, whoever is manufacturing the turbo or testing it, they can do the best they can to get set
As
up
close as they can.
as close as they can. But you may have to slightly reclock it, in which case it's built for it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Right
You
on,
won.
man.
No return necessary.
Yeah, no return necessary. And that's kind of like a little bit of a more tangent that we're not going to do too far, but it's like sometimes you start talking to someone, it's like, you know, if you are willing to help me help you in about 15 minutes of diagnosing together right now, we can have this done now.
Yeah.
You could be on the road and done in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But they're like, nope, I want to send it in. This is garbage. Like, it's not garbage. I can almost guarantee you the issue you're describing right now is not related to the part you replaced. In fact, you probably didn't need to replace this part. But I'll tell you what. Tell me where the oil's coming from. Tell me where the oil's coming from. Tell me where the oil. It's not coming from there.
Yeah.
Oil doesn't exist there.
Yeah.
It is? Oh. Okay. It sounds like you should probably send this turbo in for inspection. You're going to be down for 3 weeks
Yeah.
because that's not how this works.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like well, tell you what. You got 15 minutes?
Let's do this.
Let's find out what's going on here.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will say it doesn't always work out, but sometimes it's like, oh yeah, you have that, tighten it down. Yeah, everybody always leaves that loose accidentally. It's always fine.
Yeah.
You pinch that O-ring, go to new O-ring. Everybody pinches that O-ring.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're good. Okay. Yeah. Tell you. All right. Cool. Yeah. See you later. Okay. Everything's fine, as opposed to having this truck in your driveway for 3 weeks with
Right.
no turbo. So. All right. That's about gonna wrap this one up.
Oh God, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I know. Tyler's got to pee
freaking
so bad
dude.
here.
I like the smallest freaking bladder. Whew.
That being said, everybody, we
Oh.
greatly appreciate all you guys tuning in. Again, make sure and check us out on the old Instagram lives. We are trying to pump that thing up to 1,000. I know seems like a lot, but I mean we're at like 700 right now, so I want to get
Let's
up
keep
to
it going.
1,000 and keep it rolling.
Let's keep it going. I'll hold it until we get to 1,000.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
I won't. No, I won't.
Hopefully we're at 1,000 now, anyways. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Oh my God, that came on me so fucking fast.
That's what she said.